Hey guys, this is Alfred back with another video, and in the next version, we are all going to get changes to 4 of the limited characters in Honkai Star Rail. This is a first for all of us because these are limited characters, so people did pull for this, and now that Hoyoverse is changing their kit, I'm going to talk about how good these changes are and whether or not you should actually be looking to pull for these characters in the near future. With all that said, let's begin with this video. Now, I will be talking about each of their changes and mostly summarizing how they affect the character and whether or not it's a good or bad thing. Let's first talk about Silverwolf. Silverwolf's first change is her ultimate. Basically now her ultimate is an AoE attack instead of a single target attack. The best way to think of this is it's basically just a Pella ult. Now you're able to attack every single enemy. This is a big change. Number one, most of the game modes you are going to be playing Silverwolf is going to be the Memory of Chaos and the Apocalyptic Shadow, where you are mostly focused on single target attacks. Now with an AoE ultimate, this means that you are able to access the Pure Fiction game mode. Now you'd be like, oh, it's just a one-time hit. The thing is, in Pure Fiction, there's normally just one big boss and 4 mini bosses constantly spawning, and that is where Silverwolf is pretty good because you just need to proc your skill on the main boss and your ultimate is just a bonus in your kit. So this is a very good and welcoming change, especially for Silverwolf. The second change basically makes it so that you have a guarantee weakness for your main DPS. So the way it works is the skill will prioritize the weakness for the ally in the first position, which basically means you should always put your main DPS in the first position in order for Silverwolf to work. This is fantastic. This basically guarantees a weakness type for your main DPS, and especially for newer players who have only a few selected DPS and you don't want to be rolling for other DPS in order to make your account work. This is a very big update to you. This means that you are able to bring your main DPS for more and different game modes. So this is a very welcoming change as well. Finally, a very bonus and a cherry on top, you also regenerate energy at the start of battle and each turn. Just fantastic. We want to keep that ultimate coming and have a healthy upstream for that ultimate as well. So overall, I really like the Silverwolf changes. Will she be a must roll? In my opinion, there are other characters who do the same thing as her. For example, if you have a C6 Pella, Silverwolf is kind of similar to that, although Pella does not apply weakness like Silverwolf. But if you already have her, honestly, you still don't really need Silverwolf. And also regarding weakness, if you have pulled for Anaxa, which basically applies every single weakness in Honkai Star Rail, then obviously you do not need Silverwolf as well. The only time you should probably roll for Silverwolf is if you need a character that can apply weaknesses, aka newer players who don't have much characters. And number 2, you need a strong debuffer, especially for Nihility, because she's Nihility, and how Nihility functions is that they basically want to play around each other. So if you need a good debuffer for Nihility, you should definitely look to pull for Silverwolf. The next change is going to be for Blade. Let's talk about his 3 changes. First of all, his ability, basically he has now changed to deal damage based on your max HP instead of your missing HP. Once again, a very good change, and this means that you basically have a very strong amount of DPS compared to before. So previously you want to be as low as possible, so you do not want to have the healing. Now, as long as you start the combat with a lot of HP, it doesn't matter how many HP you have, you will be doing damage based on your max HP. And this is especially good for people who are very uncomfortable with characters being at lower HP, very scared that they might just get randomly one-shotted. Now you can just perma heal your whole team and that will be completely fine. Especially for players who pulled for Hyacinth, players who have Lingsha, you can now officially run these characters for your Blade team, and that will be really good and something very welcoming as well. The second change basically regenerates more energy for Blade whenever he does the follow-up attack. Very good. This means that you will have a very strong ultimate uptime. And finally, the third change, after using your skill, you will increase aggro chance for this character. Now, previously the only character which increases aggro chance is going to be Yunli and also Clara, but now you also kind of want this on Blade because you want him to be taking more damage for him to use the passive more. So this is a very good change. In my opinion, this completes the whole character, and if you ask me, Blade will definitely be in a better spot now, especially when a lot of characters are synergizing with HP. Blade is definitely a character that welcomes these changes. So if you want to pull for that, definitely look to pull for Blade. Next character being changed is the queen of DOT, which is Kafka. A lot of changes here, so let's go through it. The first change is basically her skill can cause DOT on all attack targets to to immediately produce 1 instance of damage. Previously, when you use Kafka skill, it will proc the DOT. However, it will only proc 1 instance of DOT. So basically, even if you have, for example, burning or wind shear on an enemy, you will only be able to proc one of them at random. But with the new changes now, you are able to proc every single instance of DOT. So what this means is basically you want to be playing Kafka in multi-DOT type teams. Previously, you want to play her with either Tiaochu or Black Swan. Now you can completely play her with both of them, and her skill will proc all that juicy DOT damage, which is very huge. And in my opinion, this is a very big buff for Kafka. The second change, basically her full attack passive trigger count increases, and now you're able to proc the full attack on every instance of damage from your teammate. Obviously, there is a cooldown for this. You can only proc it once per turn, but other than that, this is still really good. This procs mini DOT damage as well, which is once again very welcoming. Previously, you can only attack once and the attack is not even that good. Right now, with this change in the passive, this means that Kafka will inherently be doing more damage as well. And finally, the third change for Kafka, basically if your EHR for your ally target is greater than 75, you increase the target's attack by 100%. How insane is that? But this means that you kind of want to build effect hit rate on your DOT characters, but this is not even a bad thing. This is actually a good problem because inherently you still want to be building effect hit rate on your DOT characters in order for them to hit and proc their DOT. So overall, I think these buffs are massive, and if you are looking to play a DOT type of team and you were scared initially because everyone was doomsaying DOT and saying it's bad, in my opinion, this is a step in the right direction and is definitely something that DOT teams will definitely want for them in the future. And the last change will be Jingliu. This is also a massive change, and the reason why it's a massive change is because of the first change that is coming to her is basically her scaling has been changed from attack to HP, and this is really big because previously you would need to be farming for attack percent relics, and right now Hoyoverse has switched it, so now you need to be farming HP based relics, and that means you need to farm for Jingliu all over again. And me previously as a Jingliu player and a Jingliu main, this is huge because I need to spend more relics and more Trailblazer power just for her. But in my opinion, right now in the current meta, HP scaling much better than attack scaling, so it's something that is really good. I'm a little bit worried about her light cone, so hopefully Hoyoverse does do a little bit of changes in order for her to suit the new HP scaling. The second change, whenever her teammate's HP is reduced, Jingliu's crit damage increases and she will gain a stack of syzygy. This is really good as well since you are already consuming your teammate's HP. This is a very welcoming change, and especially if you are playing against DOT bosses who does DOT damage on your team, this is also really fantastic. And you can also be playing this on characters that self-inflict damage on themselves, aka Blade, aka Castoris. These are characters that will want to use Jingliu as a secondary main DPS, or even as the main DPS, you can run these characters as a sub DPS as well. And finally, when you enter the Spectral Transmigration state, that's basically her passive, the stack limit will increase for your syzygy, and you will also gain 1 stack of syzygy. Basically just means you will be doing more damage, and this is a very good change because Jingliu right now, she is not really in a good spot. She has been outshined by characters like Herta and Gasteris and etc etc. We all know the story, so just putting more damage in her kit will hopefully bring back the whole main DPS archetype. And as a Jingliu player, I love to see this change, and I'm looking forward to trying out when it comes out in the new version. So overall, these changes are really good. In my opinion, these are all buffs. There is no nerfs or anything for this, so completely fine with the changes. So let me know in the comments down below whether you are happy with the changes or you're looking forward for better changes. Also comment down below what old characters you want Hoyoverse to change as well. Let's say you want Topaz to be buffed or something, you can comment down below as well. Do give this video a like, it is free, it helps support the channel. And finally, do subscribe. We will be talking and doing more videos like this in the future. And with that, I will see you guys next time. Peace.